Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can probably see by the title, I'm doing something different. I'm going to tell you guys a story, which I hope, and I really, really hope that this story touches you and I don't know, it's able to encourage you if you are going through certain things in life where you have to maybe make a big decision or if you feel if you are having feelings of being like, I don't know, either unworthy or like that you can't do it or all of those type of thoughts that sometimes can creep up into our heads, I hope my story is able to give you that motivation to make that decision or take that step and etc etc. So anyways, I'll get into the story because you know me, I like to ramble and this is a little bit long. So we're gonna date back to 2012. Okay, so in 2012, I took a course at the college that I attended, and it was a preparation health science course, right? And so pretty much in that course, what you needed to do, so after you take that course, you can get a seat in the nursing program that the college provides. Is that the correct way to say it? Yeah, I think so. Anyways. so um yeah, so I took that program so I can get into nursing because my whole life I wanted to be a nurse. Okay, like I wanted to work in the medical field and I felt like nursing was the way to go. And so yeah. So I was in that course and so there's two ways you could get into the nursing program, right? You would either have to get straight 80% or higher in all of the courses that were provided in that specific course or whatever, the preparation health science. And or you could take this test. I think it's called like a Hoy test or something. If I honestly, I can't remember. It was 2012. And so you could take that test, but you have to score high enough to be able to, secure a seat in the practical nursing program. So I don't like tests. Okay, tests. I know life is about tests, but your girl does not like tests. Okay, so I'm like, you know what? I'm not about to depend on this test to get me my seat. No. So I worked hard, got those straight A's, and bada boom, bada bang, I got into practical nursing. Bum. So 2013, I started my practical nursing program and I was lit. I was happy. I'm like, yes, I'm in this. I'm getting it. And so I started January. Yes. No, I'm lying. I started September 2013. Got into the practical nursing program and I'm doing, I'm doing good at the time. I'm loving it. And then a month later, I end up in hospital. And so I was in hospital for what I believe was about a month, okay? And I came back, they're like, you can't, you've missed too much. You can't continue. And like, there's no way you were gonna make up the month that you've missed. Mind you, in nursing, guys, you missing one day is equivalent to missing a week's worth of information or lectures or whatever. Like you have to be on top of your to get through that program, whether it's practical nursing, the BSCN, any type of nursing. I personally, I feel like if you miss a day, you are missing a week, and that's not good. So yeah, I'm sitting in my who I think it was a coordinator at the time, sitting in their office and they're telling me this bad news, and I'm like, low-key, I'm breaking down because I'm like, bruh, like I'm trying to be a nurse. What y'all doing? What are you guys doing? You can't help me, So I took my L. They told me what they would do is that they would withdraw me from the program, so it's not like it doesn't look like I failed, but it just looks like I withdrew. And then what I could do was come back in January, that they'd secure a seat for me in January, and that I can just start again. I mean, it was just a month. It's not like it was like I was all the way in or whatever, and then um, I, I now have to restart, like, and do so much. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Yeah. So, anyways, so I'm like, I bet whatever. I'll take my L and do that. So they withdrew me. Had a couple of months off. Boom, January comes. It's a new day, a new month, a new year. Let's do this. I get into the nursing program. I'm starting, and then same time, 1 month goes by. Boom, hospital, and I was like stressed. I was like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, I spent about a month, probably like month to a month and a half that time, and I came back to the same news I got in 20 um was it 2013, 2014? Guys, don't pay attention to the dates, because honestly this was back then, so I feel like I'm getting my timeline wrong, but it was around the 2013 to 2015 time, okay? And so I get the bad news or whatever, and I had no choice. Your girl had to withdraw once again. So now this is the second time I've attempted to do nursing, and you can only imagine that at that time I was defeated. I'm like, I went and got my straight A's for what? Like, what? No. So people, I was really sad. People were telling me, maybe you can't do it. Maybe your body is just not strong enough for you to do it. Maybe all I kept hearing was, you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't. Okay. And I'm sometimes like, I don't like being told I can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can't do it, I know I can't do it. It's not you who's gonna tell me that I can't do it. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, and so that really brought me down. They're like, people started suggesting other what do you call it, programs that I could take to kind of somewhat still be in healthcare, but I knew, like, I was born to become a nurse. Okay, like that's it. That's all. That's it. And so, anyways, I started a program called Recreation and Leisure at the same college, and I hated that program with everything in me. Everything. Like, I hate it. I was never in class. Honestly, till this day, I don't know how I got as far as I did. I ended up getting a job in my field, and that was at a nursing home. And I loved it, but I did not. Like, I liked being around, the old people, and, like, doing activities with them and listening to their stories. Like, I loved all of that. But at the same time, when I saw the nurses on the units, or I couldn't help but feel like that should be me. And so it made me even more sad. Like, it made me, honestly, I went into, like, depression, because I'm just like, this is not the life that I had imagined for myself. I never even knew what recreation and leisure was until my second attempt in trying to become a nurse. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, like, recreation and leisure, honestly, I'm not here to, like the job that I had, I'm not here to say, like, oh, it was a shitty job. It was actually a very rewarding job to, like, be the one to kind of, because nursing homes are not, like, ideal for most people, and, like, a lot of people in nursing homes are not the happiest, you know what I'm saying? So it was a rewarding job in the sense where you could be that person to make the residents there smile. You get what I'm saying? So it's honestly it's a wonderful job, but it just was not for me. And I just wasn't happy being a recreation assistant. That was my title. And so I was talking to one of the nurses actually one night, And I was telling, because he looked so familiar. I'm like, bro, where have I seen this nurse from? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember you were a nurse on one of my units when I was in nursing, and I started my practicals, like, yeah, my practicals. And you were one of the nurses on the units. That I didn't follow him or anything. He was just on the unit. So, and then this is a completely different facility I'm seeing him at. So I'm like, oh my God, I recognize you. He didn't recognize me, but I'm really good with faces. So, so then we're talking. He's like, so what are you doing as like this as a recreation assistant? I'm just like, well, I attempted doing nursing twice, and it was, it didn't work out for me. I got sick. And then I was telling him how, like, but I really, really love nursing. Like, that's where my heart is at. And he's just like, so what are you doing this? Go back. And, oh, hold on, guys. I'm getting emotional. It's too early to get emotional because this is not, this is not even the emotional part. Ooh, child, okay. Are you good? Yeah, I'm good. Okay. So he asked me, he's like, what are you doing? Go back. And I'm like, I'm like, I mean, I've tried twice, like maybe it's not for me anymore. And, he's just like, no. You go back. Go back. And I know it's going to be hard. And, but here's my number. I'm going to set you up right so that you can't, like you have all the tools to be able to be successful and stuff. And I spoke to my dad about it, and I was telling him how, like, Daddy, I I really want to become a nurse. And I know, like, everyone's worried about me and my health and all that kind of stuff. And like, he was just like, I know that even if we tell you not to do it, you're going to do it. So do whatever is on your heart. And so I started the process. I went, and remember that Hoy test that I told you I did not want to take again the first time when I was doing preparation health science? Okay, well, I had to study for the Hoy test because it was either I do preparation health science, or I can just, which was going to take like 4 months, or I could, what do you call it? Just go right into, I can take the Hoy and then pass it or whatever, get the mark that I needed to secure a seat in practical nursing. And then, that's like the quicker process. So I studied for that Hoy test, and I, what do you call it? I studied for the Hoy test, and I got, I wrote it, prayed on it. I'm like, okay, if this is really for me, then it starts from here, I'm working a night shift one day, and I get an email, and it has, if I still have the email, I will post it. I'll post it. And so I got an email. I checked my email. It's like, congratulations, you have been accepted into the following program. And I was just like, oh my God. I was so happy. I was like, no, like, guys, I was so happy. I was in my office. I wanted to scream so loud, so happy. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm back in. Let's do it. Let's get it. Okay. And I was just, I was excited. So I get, ready. So I'm supposed to start January 2019. And so I ended up having to quit my job at the nursing home as the recreation assistant. And I was completely fine with it, honestly, because I'm like, listen, nothing's about to stop me in this nursing. Not no job, no nothing. I just said, hey, if I got to be broke for a couple of years, so be it. Like, I'm not going to let anything take away this chance, third time. And so I start January. I'm there. I'm in class. I'm like, hey, what's up, everybody? We back. And yeah, I'm lit. Okay, I'm sitting in class, all smiling from ear to ear, like, yes, I'm back. I'm a front row student. Like, come on, I was serious. I'm like, nobody is taking this from me. Period, honey. So that happens, and then 2 months later, I'm in hospital. And I was so stressed because I was just like, I was so stressed. I'm hospital. I think at that time it was another maybe 3-week admission. And I was just like, bro, what's going on? I'm like, God. Before starting the program in 2019, I did some intensive prayers. I'm like, God, please, I need your help. Okay, I can't do this on alone. I can't do this by myself. I need your help. Okay, I need you to be my strength. I need you to be my mind. I need you to be my everything. Okay, because I need to get through this. I know you are the reason why I'm here. So I need you to help me get through this. And so I got into the hospital and I'm thinking like, whoa, what's going on? Why is this happening to me? And so after 3 weeks, I get back and I caught up. I found a way to catch up. I'm like, no, not this time. You defer my exam. If that's what needs to happen, and my exams need to be deferred, just defer. I will find a way. I will catch up, guys. I'm telling you, I what was sleep in practical nursing? At least for me, okay. A lot of the times I was not sleeping, and for my condition, sleeping, like lack of sleep and stress, was my biggest trigger. But I had to pick one. It's either I don't sleep and I get through this, or I sleep and I don't get my dream job. So I had to choose my heart. And so I didn't sleep. I'd study and study and study and just keep studying, and like, it's just so I can pass my exams, get assignments done, do what I had to do. Okay. I actually remember, I missed the part. I remember while I was in hospital, I had been so scared that I was going to lose my nursing that I discharged myself when I wasn't ready. And I'm like, I'm not doing this again. Like, we're not being told that we have to withdraw again. So I discharged myself because I was doing practicals at the time, and you're only allowed to miss, what was the rule? I think you're only allowed to miss like 2. Like, you only have like 2 like sick days, and then obviously unless you're like actually like there's a medical condition, or you like have a doctor's note and stuff like that, then they can bend things a little bit for you. But like but they're very strict with that. Like, even for me, I was afraid that like I'm not going to be able to, even though like I had I have an illness and stuff like that, like they still won't be able to like bend things for me, which I wasn't expecting them to, especially from the last 2 times where they told me like right away, like, you have to withdraw. So I'm just like, oh, like, like, anyways. So I discharged myself. I told my doctor the morning I dressed up, and I'm like, I need to go to practicals, so I need you to discharge me. And he looked at me like, bitch, what? And I'm like, yeah, you heard me. I need to go to practicals, so I need you to discharge me. And he's just like, you don't even look like you can, like, you can barely move yourself. Like, so, like, what do you do? Like, I know what he wanted to tell me, but he was like sugarcoating it. And I'm like, I need to go to practicals and take care of my residents. So I'd like to be discharged, please. And so eventually I signed this thing saying, like, yes, I'm being discharged against doctor's orders, blah, blah, blah. Boom, pop up our placement. And I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm ready to go. No, I wasn't, because I was in so much pain. Like, honestly, if I pushed myself enough, I knew I could take care of my residents safely. But for me, I was in pain. I was tired. I could do it, but it was not, I was not in an ideal um situation to be taking care of other people. Like, I should have taken care of myself first. So I got there, my instructor's like, you are not ready. Like, why did you come today? I'm like, no, I had to. She's like, when did they discharge you? And I'm like, they did it. I discharged myself because I felt like I was ready. So like, she's like, so your doctor doesn't even feel like you're ready. And I'm like, that doesn't matter. I feel like I'm ready. So which resident are you assigning me to? And she's like, go home. She's like, no, go home. So I was really just frustrated. I'm like, listen, I can do it. And she's just, no. She's like, you can't, this is not good for you. This is not good for your residents. No, go home. And I'm just like, ugh. So I actually didn't go back home. I went back to the hospital. And yeah, I guess I finished my admission. And so after I came out, I had exams to write, and I had to what do you call it? I had exams to write. I had to uh, study, lose so much sleep, but I got it done. So that was semester one. We got a little bit of a break. After that, actually, I gave myself a trip to Vegas. This is really besides the point. Like, I just want to sprinkle this in there. I gave myself a trip to Vegas for my birthday because I'm like, girl, you deserve it. You were tired. You worked hard. So go. And I literally, you know what I did? Everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I went to Vegas. I booked a very bougie hotel and I slept the whole entire weekend. I mean, I went out a little bit, but like, I didn't do what they do in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? I slept. Yes, I slept and enjoyed the Vegas um scenery and what Vegas people gave to me, you know what I'm saying? And like the vibes they gave to me. And yeah, I slept majority of the time, and I am so happy I gave myself that trip because it was definitely needed. And so anyways, we start semester 2. We're going. I'm doing it. I'm getting stuff done, getting practicals done. Then boom, I'm in hospital. And I'm like, bro, what is we doing? Like, at this point, I'm talking to God. I'm like, God, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the strength? You know, like, why do I keep ending up here? And mind you, I'm saying this with a big smile on my face, but guys, I was so stressed back then. Like, I don't even think I've ever experienced that amount of stress in my life. Because when I started this program, I told myself I am not, like, there's nothing that is going to stop me from getting to the finish line. Nothing. Honestly, the only thing that was going to stop me was death. Literally. That was my mindset. I was going to, like, literally, I was going to have to die before somebody's to tell me that you have to withdraw again, or you can't do this program, or you can't, like, it was. So I don't want the story to be too long, but yes, second semester, boom, back in hospital. I had to redo things again. Like I came back, I had missed a bunch, and I had to be like, bro, like, you have to study, lose sleep, sacrifice your sleep, and all that. I got through it, and I was successful second semester. Third semester, yeah, you already guessed it. Yes, I went back to hospital. And that semester, I had missed a lot of clinical placement. And I was pulled back into the office, and they started talking that withdrawal talk. I knew how the withdraw talk start. So when the coordinator started talking, I'm like, that's not the route. I don't need that. I don't want that option. Like, there's only at this in this point for me. Yes, you are giving me two options, but for me, there's only one. And she told me, like, listen, you can do what you can try and catch up and see if you pass, but at this point it's up to your clinical instructor. Like, she needs to feel comfortable that you know the stuff enough for her to pass you. And without clinical, even if I fail clinical, how the nursing program was is like, you feel that clinical, then it's like it's tied into like 3-4 other courses, so you feel all those courses, you know what I'm saying? And so I told her, listen, at this point I've done this program. This is my third time doing this program. Whatever I have to do, I will do it. And she kept trying to tell me, like, listen, if you stop here, you have a better chance of just coming back, redoing it. But if you continue to keep going, it's literally like it's out of my hands. If she decides that she can't pass you, then you're gonna receive a fail. I sat there and I'm thinking to myself, like, what are you gonna do? Like, is this, you got to third semester, like, is this the time? Like, at least you got to third semester, you didn't, it wasn't like ending of first semester and you're like being told you should withdraw. You made it this far, so should you keep going? Should you pause? Like, what should you do? And I told her I'm gonna keep going. And I came home and I prayed. I prayed so hard, and I'm like, God, I need you. I'm like, God, I need you to like work miracles for me right now, because with how this is going, I have missed too much, and I don't even feel confident in myself to finish, like, to be able to do enough to finish, because as much as I love that instructor, because she made me like kind of like work out of my comfort zone, and she made me like know the material that I had to know, and she forced me to like really know my stuff, because she was gonna ask you questions, and her questions, oh Lord, you're gonna wish you prepared. And so I was afraid that because of how much I had lost, I was not going to be able to pass, and I was going to receive that fail. And but I did what I had to do. I worked hard, and I was like, I did what I had to. If it was sleep, what is sleep? What is sleep? If it means that I'm gonna pass, I won't sleep. And so I did what I had to do, and God being so good, I ended up passing that semester. I ended up passing that semester. And fourth semester came, my final semester, and I'm like, girl, you're here. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. And then the thing is, Corona had made everything so complicated. I was actually supposed to graduate officially in October 2020. And yeah, October 2020. But then that's like around the time that we started the fourth semester, and we started that, and then yes, right, I got through everything. I think I was pushing so hard. I'm like, no, we're not ending up in hospital this semester. Absolutely not. And I pushed so hard. I made sure I was on top of my health too, even though I was still losing sleep. I was like popping supplements like Tic Tacs, okay? And I'm like, listen, my immune system is gonna cooperate today, honey. Okay? We're gonna be strong. We're gonna be strong, and we're gonna be successful, period. And I got to preceptorship, my final big consolidation, the part where you work for free for some hours. Yeah, that one. And um I started my first week of preceptorship, and then I got sick, and I ended up in hospital. And I was just so over it at this point. I'm like, God, what is, like, why is this happening to me? Like, why? Like, why? Why can't I just have one semester where I'm not in hospital? Why? And I was so sad because, like, being in preceptorship meant, like, I'm seeing the finish line. It's right there. And they were trying to tell me that, oh, I need to, like, pretty much kind of like withdraw from this preceptorship. And then in the next year, when they start their preceptorship, I'll just start with them too. I'm like, no. I said no. When I came out and I was ready to go back, I told them when I was ready and I started again, because that was not ideal for me. I wanted to be done. Like, guys, could you imagine how tired I was? Like, I was so tired. Every semester I'm in hospital. I'm like, I just want this to be over. Like, I want this so bad, but at the same time, and at the same time, I want it to be over, you know. And so yeah. So I started my preceptorship again, and then I was like trying to power through, and I was doing pretty well. Like, there are definitely some days where I had to take off, and like, I just felt like during the time that people did not understand what I was going through, and that I was really doing my best. Um, God bless my preceptor, because she understood. She would sometimes encourage me to be like, take a day off. If you're not feeling well, stay home. But at the same time, I didn't want to put myself in a situation where it's like, oh, you're staying home too much, you can't finish. You know, like you've just like you've stayed home too much, so we can't help you anymore. You know, like, and I was almost there, guys. So I'm like, if I have to kill myself for the next 250 hours, I will kill myself for the next 250 hours, because I need this more than anything. Oh my God, I'm crying so much, guys. I'm so sorry. But I knew I was going to get emotional because of the story. Every time I think about it, ooh, it makes me like. But I promise you, these are happy tears. So, yeah, whew. I should have had tissue knowing that I was going to get emotional, but I clearly don't think far. And so, anyways, my preceptor she was just so understanding, and she was so like, you know, she made things so like easy for me, like, because I needed that. I needed somebody to just understand that the situation that I was in was tough, and like, I was not ready to like back down. I was ready to finish, because I'm right there. I'm right there. The finish line is right there. So for me to say that I'm gonna stop here and then wait and come, it made no sense to me, you know? And so I pushed through, completed my 250 hours, and we were done. We were done. And I was so happy. And like, people were happy for me. People were congratulating me, and they're like, oh my God, you did it, you did it, you did it. But guys, no, like, I honestly want everybody to know that I did not do it. God did it. God was the one, because I'm telling you, so many times, there were times where it's just like, I should have been told, like, listen, you cannot continue. Listen, you need to just come back. You need to, but any situation that I was in that potentially took away this opportunity of nursing from me, he just did his thing, and just all I had to do was work. He gave me the strength. He gave, especially the mental strength, because I'm telling you, like, those 2 years definitely took a serious mental toll on me. And I'm just so glad that I'm here today because I'm done. I did it. Okay. And so pretty much, if you this story was just to share my journey. I have always wanted to be a nurse from childhood. I could honestly not, I can't imagine being anything else. I was called to become a nurse. Like, this is my calling. This is what I was brought to this world for. And so I'm just so happy that I've been able to accomplish that. And I hope my story is able to encourage those who feel like they can't do something. You can, period. Don't let nobody tell you that you cannot do something. Whether they're telling you out of like they're it's coming from a place of caring for you or something, you know what you can do and cannot do. So you listen to yourself, okay? Listen to yourself, listen to your body. What can your body do? Because those other people are not living in your body. Those other people are not living in your mind. Those other people don't know what you want, or what, like, you can't live without. You know what I'm saying? They can't feel it the way you feel it. So if it's something that you need to go and get, or something a decision that you're trying to make, like, I want to do this but I don't know if I can do it, you can do it. Period. I did it. God helped me, but I did it. You know what I'm saying? So you can do it. You can definitely do it. Okay? Like, I cannot begin to, like, I don't even know where to start. When I'm telling you, the medications that I'm on when I'm in the hospital is they definitely take a toll on me. And like, you aren't, like, you're not yourself when you're on those medications. And I had to thug it out and try to, like, review stuff while in hospital during a time where I'm supposed to be resting. I'm supposed to be taking my time to get better. I'm there, I'm opening my laptop, I'm attending, because at one point our classes started to become online because of corona, because of quarantine. And so I'm there logging into class. I'm there, I'm like, I'm half awake, half asleep, but I'm in class. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking any type of information that I'm able to retain, and, like, and it was definitely very difficult, but hey, I did it. I'm here. And I just want you guys to know that if there's anything that you feel like you cannot do, I know I said this already, but you can do it. You can do it with God's help. You can do it. So believe in yourself and just have a plan and execute it, period. That's it. And yeah, so this is my story. For all of you guys who are probably wondering, oh, why does she keep going to the hospital so much? Well, it's because I was born with sickle cell disease. And so every time I would have to go to hospital, it was because I would end up having a crisis that I could not control at home. And I would have to go to hospital to be treated. And this is what this here is for. I know this has probably made a presence, a guest appearance in a lot of my videos. This right here is my port. I'll be talking a little bit more about it. It's because I started a treatment when I went to hospital during preceptorship. I got it inserted to begin a treatment that would hopefully keep me away from hospital. And yeah, I'll continue to talk more about it. I on this platform, on my page, on my YouTube channel, I want to be as transparent as possible, and so this is the beginning to me being transparent. I actually was very, very nervous to tell you guys that I have sickle cell disease, but I should not be nervous because there's a lot of people like me out there, and it's not a disease to be nervous about. I feel like it should actually be talked about more, because sometimes living with sickle cell disease can be difficult, and definitely having the support of other people who suffer from this disease, or people who have friends that suffer from this disease, just that support in general is just nice. I know, at least for me, I love that support that I get sometimes from people. And so I want to be able to be that person that supports another person who suffers from sickle cell disease. And yeah, so that was my story. I apologize for getting all teary-eyed on you guys, but I knew it was gonna happen. But yeah, I'm here. I'm happy. I've graduated. I'm guys. I'm so happy. Okay, I did it. I did it with God's help, of course. I will never ever deny that God helped me with this. Like, there's nobody who can tell me that you solely did this. Nope. Guys, I'm telling you, the power of God, the miracles He works, honey. Yes. Okay. So yes, that's the end of my story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are motivated by it. I hope it touched you somehow. And I will see you guys next Sunday. Okay, bye-bye. They do.
Why would they do that? I want another one.
Another one.
What if this tips back?